Tonight, the search for a killer and for justice after Friday's deadly road rage shooting on I-670.
Meantime, we are learning more about the victim from the people who knew him and loved him. And we are hearing the 911 calls and the tragic aftermath of the gunfire. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Kerry Charles.
I'm Colleen Marshall. 52-year-old Brett Bennett was shot on I-670 East in the Short North during rush hour. In the 911 calls obtained today by NBC4, callers indicate that a man was shot by someone who was inside a black truck. One of the women on one of those calls was a registered nurse.
Listen as she describes the chaos that played out after Bennett was shot. The nurse and another person desperately worked to render aid.
I saw a black truck drive by and fired shots, and this man's been shot.
Is someone shot?
He's still alive, but he is bleeding profusely.
Police say they have located the truck they believe was involved in the shooting, but so far there's no word of any arrest.
And tonight we are hearing from friends of Brett Bennett after he was suddenly and violently taken away from them.
NBC4's Caleb Michael tells us why Bennett was loved by so many people.
Gone way too soon. That's what Brett Bennett's friends and family are saying tonight. They tell me his death is something that will just never make sense.
Hopefully, Brett can rest in peace, and I'm going to miss him.
It's never easy losing someone you care about.
What would you describe him as to somebody who didn't know him?
Just a kind-hearted person. He would give his shirt off his back.
Tim Kime says he met Brett Bennett 8 years ago. Kime works for a cigar company that did business with Bennett's shop, Village Cigars, on South High Street in Columbus.
The Columbus cigar community and the Ohio cigar community are very tight-knit.
Bennett was shot and killed after an apparent road rage incident on I-670 last Friday night. Columbus police are still searching for the person responsible.
So what was kind of the reaction from people when they learned that, this was Brett?
Mostly shock from people, and then the second thing was anger as well, because one, it shouldn't happen to anybody, but most importantly, it shouldn't happen to one of our friends who doesn't have a bad bone in his body.
Kime adding he still can't wrap his head around this kind of senseless violence and that his friend should still be here.
He cared about first responders. He cared about military, and he was just, he cared about life and people. So my thing would be just be kind to people, be nice to people, and look out for people.
Kime tells me his thoughts and prayers are with Bennett's family during this difficult time. Village Cigars is asking anyone who knew him to come into the store and share some of those stories with them. Local for you in Columbus, I'm Caleb Michael, NBC4.